Hey guys, welcome back to Vito's Garage. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in. In this video I'm going to show you how to remove your sound deadening in your old school car. In this case it's going to be an old school Mercedes like this one. So we're going to be removing all the floor mats and carpets, and I'm going to be showing you how to actually remove the sound deadening that's sitting underneath the carpets. Alright guys, so right here I've removed this trim piece already, okay, and I've removed this main floor mat, and this exposes your sound deadening. This is not the floor, this is actually the sound deadening. So the reason why you want to remove your sound deadening, because it actually holds a lot of moisture inside and it's pretty bad. So you want to remove everything, inspect everything, all the floors for rust, and if there's any rust in there, fix it. That's really important actually. I'll show you a really bad case on that other car that actually has a lot of rust holes, and I had to actually remove the sound deadening, like the whole thing, just to see what's under the sound deadening, because it was actually pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of welding on that car. Another thing to watch out for is if you have an old car, like for example the old school Benzes, make sure to actually check under your carpets and make sure there's, you know, that's everything is dry, because the seals actually go bad on these cars. So there's actually windshield seals and everything, door seals, and they go bad and start leaking water. And also like the battery, which is located right here, if you have the left hand drive car, the battery is actually underneath on the right side, and it just, you know, the tray rusts out, and under the tray there's actually holes in some of these cars, so you have to check for that and fix everything. Otherwise the water is going to be leaking and it's going to just sit in there and accumulate underneath that sound deadening, and it's going to start rusting everything. So I'm going to be also removing this passenger seat out of this car, but first I want to remove some of these parts. So this just comes out. It covers the vacuum lines and all the electrical stuff here. Alright, and then from this you want to actually remove these clips. Alright, so in this case I'm going to use this clip tool removal, so I'll have to take those off and then take that guy off. There's just Phillips, and then probably that plate, the plastic plate. So, and then after that, it's gonna expose this whole area. So when you remove the carpet, some paint may come off actually, which is normal. You will just have to paint this area afterwards. Don't leave it like that, because it will start rusting. And yeah, you just kind of peel, just keep peeling it until you remove it completely, like so. So you want to check all this area for the metal and everything. You want to check all that. So I'll be probably peeling this sound deadening off. So make sure there's some rust right there. Okay. You also might need to remove the glove box, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, everything's out of the way. It's going to be getting cleaned up, and this is not broken. This just connects right here. When you're removing this panel, it goes this way, so pull it this way, kind of wiggle and pull it this way. All right, don't just pull it out like this, because you're gonna break the clips. It has to come out towards you. And now you can remove this guy, this other panel right there. This will all be getting cleaned up. Some coins, that's cool right there. And this can all be cleaned as well, and Like this exposes your vacuum controls here for the climate control. All right, guys, so once you have the air exposed, you know, of the sound deadening, you can go ahead and I'll show you how to actually start peeling that sound deadening. So what you want to do is you want to find the easiest spot where you can start peeling that. So in this case, it's gonna be like right here. So you can even grab your fingers and just start peeling this away. Okay, all this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that, especially like on around this area. Okay, and I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably pull this whole thing off, and I just gotta inspect everything for rust. Okay, so I started peeling this, and I mean, so far it looks so good. Everything's fine. The only thing is that this area right here is rusty a little bit, which is not a big deal. I can clean it up with a sandpaper and paint everything. The main goal is to, if you see rust, you have to keep digging, okay, until you see clean metal. Okay, so this is kind of like clean metal already that I can see. The only area that's rusty is just this small area. Okay, and as far as this sound deadening, it's actually coming off pretty easy because it's really thick, as you can see. That's how thick it is, so it's coming off really easy. But in some spots, Mercedes-Benz and other cars, they actually put really thin sound deadening. So in those cases, you're gonna need either a grinder or you're gonna need like a heat gun to actually heat that thing up, and then it's gonna be easier for you to peel. Also, another tip is don't use these metal tools to actually like you know, pry on that sound deadening, just because you're gonna probably score and damage the metal and expose bare metal. So what I recommend is some plastic tools, like maybe strong plastic tools. You know, unless you know that you're gonna actually touch all the areas up, then you can go ahead and use the metal tools, but just be very careful. And a couple more tips is the way you can find, because I mean, so far it's looking good right here and right there, so I don't know if I'm gonna actually peel everything off. But another thing what I can do is I can check from underneath to make sure, because sometimes you can actually see rust spots from underneath that I'm going to show you in a second, and that will actually show you where to look for that rust and where you want to peel that sound deadening. But in this car it's not too many places, but there's still some, especially like where the seat area is. It's pretty common on these W126s and other old school Benzes, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, let me show you something from underneath. So as you can see, this is all oily because I sprayed undercoating. I sprayed like a fluid film basically a long time ago. If you guys want to look up the fluid film, I'll leave some links down below. You guys can go ahead and order some film. But fluid film, I really like fluid film because it protects everything from rusting. It's almost like a pretty much used oil that you just spray on, and that thing just literally like protects everything. I sprayed this like 6 months ago and it's still wet in some spots. All right, but long story short, you're gonna start looking for rust. Okay, so as you can see, there's a rust spot right there. Okay, and the factory undercoating is coming off, so you're gonna want to check that. All right, and then you want to feel for soft spots. Okay, you're gonna actually press on that metal underneath and feel the soft spots, and there's a pretty bad rust right there and some on the back. So that's what you have to do. You have to feel for soft spots and look in those areas. And this seat is definitely coming out. Gotta inspect everything for rust. And right here there's some rust starting. Okay, so I'm gonna have to clean that up too. And what I'm gonna do is, this is a really common area right here where the water just leaks and goes through. So I'm gonna remove the rest of this sound deadening right here in this area, and then just any areas where I suspect or if you're not sure, just go ahead and remove the whole sound deadening, and you will be sure that you will find all the rust spots that need to be treated, and you will have a peace of mind. So yeah, let me keep working on it, and I'll get back to you with some updates. All right, so this is peeling pretty easy so far. Just gotta move these wires out of the way, and then you can just use your hand and just peel it. And then there's like small rust spots that I'm like finding, like right there. So I'm gonna keep digging. I gotta make sure it's all good and fix whatever needs to be fixed, because in a minute I'm gonna show you a car that's been leaking water inside and it's been neglected, that actually has rust holes everywhere under the sound deadening. I removed 4 bolts from the seat. I'm ready to pull the seat out. Right there, everything's so dirty. That one was supposed to be, I had to disconnect that as well. And I'm lucky, I mean, the bolts for the rear seat mounts came out fine, like no problem at all. They're not rusty at all, they're right there. So sometimes you have to fight with them, but in this case I got lucky. Alright guys, I'm ready to pull the seat out. It's all unbolted, and also there's a connector right there that I removed because it's a power seat. And now a very important thing is you cover these areas up, and the glove box and everything, when you're taking the seat out, because you got to be very careful. You know, don't scratch anything, none of the surfaces. So yeah, ready to take the seat out. So you see what I'm saying? You take it out and you kind of rest it right here on the rocker. And then I have my coat over there, so it's fine. It's not scratching anything. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at this stuff. A lot of garbage here. Oh, no way. Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, see? This car is from Midwest. Like I was telling you guys, I drove this car all the way across the country. So yeah. And I'm gonna keep taking this carpet off. And got a couple things here and there, and I gotta clean it. And yeah, we're gonna expose some more of this sound deadening. And yeah, I'm sorry, it's really dirty, so I'm kind of doing it on the fly. And I know there's some areas in this spot, in this like rear compartment, that I'm gonna have to weld. Yeah, so anyways guys, I'm gonna get back to you with some updates. Once again, I'm gonna keep working on it. And guys, everything is removed here from this side, and don't worry, I'll vacuum out the carpet soon. This can be lifted carefully. What it really kind of sucks, because it kind of goes to that side too, so I would have to remove that seat and everything else to remove this thing as an assembly. But for now, I just want to lift it up, kind of set it up. Okay, just so I can work on this area. there. I already see a problem right there. Okay, this is rusted out. Okay, I gotta remove this sound deadening ASAP. Alright guys, so I'm just holding it up like this for now with a bungee cord, and now I can start working on this area. Alright guys, real quick, so these are the factory bends zip ties, so I'll show you how to actually remove them without damaging them and without having to cut them, because they're actually reusable. Alright guys, so I'm gonna grab my channel locks, I'm gonna squeeze these two together, and with the other hand I'm gonna push this thing down. Okay, it might take a couple tries, but it's gonna come out. There you go. Okay. I popped all these clips off and exposed these wires and lines, and as you can see, this rust is kind of forming, so I have to stop it ASAP and fix it. Otherwise it's going to be the same as that 240D, my cherry pie. So I'm gonna peel this sound deadening again. I'll try to be careful, maybe I can save this up, but yeah, I have to go ahead and remove all this stuff, and probably take this off as well, all these lines, lift them up, okay, and remove this whole assembly. So guys, all right, the pick also works in this case. Just go under it, and like I said, the heat gun would help tremendously in this case. I don't have one with me. And also, don't forget, you have to wear safety glasses when doing this, because when you peel it like this or start going against the sound deadening, some of it can shoot in your eyes. So PPE, protective equipment. So I'm digging it deeper and deeper until I don't see rust anymore. As you can see, there's still rust right there, so I gotta dig deeper. All right, same on this side, guys. All right guys, so there's our 3 areas exposed. There's one area, and as you can see, I was digging it up until, you know, I see clean metal and stuff like that. And then when we go here, there's another area. It's a pretty common area. Okay, and then again I peeled it until it actually was showing good metal. Okay, the best thing is actually to remove this whole sound deadening, so we'll see. I'll probably do that, and then when we go here, there's some more rust. Okay,